Hey, how are you? I'm back for part 3 of our June challenge, and today we're going to work on the notebook that goes inside of our folder. So I have another one of those envelopes. I think it's actually the same size. And of course we're going to have to cut it down. But I thought when I was figuring out, what do I want to, what do I want to use to make my notebook, I thought, well, why not just stick with the theme of the challenge and use a junk mail envelope. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to keep the inside pretty plain. I'm just going to use some cream colored copy paper, and then I might do just a little bit of decorating inside of it, not a ton, but we'll see. So I have to cut it down a little bit. So let's start by doing that. Now I did specifically pick one with the window. And what I thought I would do is actually take the plastic off. All right, and let's double check and make sure that it fits in here. So I hope you've been enjoying the videos so far. I had a lot of fun making it. And this one just turned out so cool. I'm like super excited about it. Oh yeah. It'll fit in there perfectly. Oh, it was caught a little bit at the bottom. All right, now we're good. Now I have a couple different ones. I have this one, which is again the same one we used. I also have this one, and then I was thinking that I think I want to use this paper to cover the envelope. I don't know if I have enough because I only made one copy. I don't know if I have enough to do both sides, but I think it would be super pretty to do some of it. And then I have this one. I mean, it's very similar. So I could use, yeah, let's do that. So maybe I would like this one. So that'll tie in our notebook to our envelope also. All right, so first things first is let's get our pocket taken care of. I think it's really good. So let's go ahead and ink before we glue anything, or yeah, before we glue anything on. We'll ink around the inside, and I think I'm still going to do the same colors as we did on the envelope, because A, it ties everything in, and B, the colors that we're using, the papers that we're using, are still gonna kind of, have the same color theme. So I think it'll look cohesive. All right, so now that we have that and we have the front of our paper, let's work on the inside real quick. And what I'm going to do, I think, is I know I want to go all the way to the edge here because it's going to make it stronger. And I'll probably go all the way to the, almost all the way to the other edge. But then I'm going to probably cover this with some other paper that looks pretty on the inside. So we don't need it the whole length. so now what I want to do is I'm going to, I think I'm going to use my glue stick. And I'm going to go all the way to the top. Here, let me get, I'll just use this because it's going to be glued down anyways. I'm going to go all the way to the top, of course. And then all the way down. Like this. But I'm not going to put any glue here in this area. Because that's where our like pocket is going to be. But everywhere else I'm going to do glue. So let's make for sure that we're up the right way. All right, so just like that. And then I have it a little over, too far over here, so I'm just going to snip it off. And I don't think I came down this far. No, let me put a little bit more glue. Perfect. All right, so there's that. So now we have our pocket. All right, we'll just put this on before we put the other sheet on. It's okay. So I guess if you're gonna do this and you haven't already started, just leave your plastic on. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that then. All right, so again, we're gonna smush away. That way you don't get it on your plastic and be able to see it. Perfect. And then we'll go ahead and I'm gonna ink just a little bit around this edge. I'm going to put glue on all of this and then I'll cut the paper out just because then I can line the pocket up as I'm going. So let me see. I did have, I don't know, I did have some paper. I guess I'll just use this. All right, so let's use, I'm going to use glue stick, by the way. All right, so you make sure you want to go over the plastic. And I've never glued with glue stick on plastic, so I'm hoping it'll work. I kind of actually almost wonder if I should go over it with a little bit of tacky glue, and I might, just to make for sure that it glues really well. Okay, so now we can line this up. Like that. All right, so now I'm just going to cut this out real quick and I'll come back when I'm done. All right, so what I did while I was off camera was I got everything cut out. I did the back, I inked around everything, and then I also covered the inside. So I just used some vintage book paper from the Little Women book. I love this book, and I just love the color of it. And I went ahead and I inked around everything. And now this is really wet, so it's going to have to dry for a little bit. But before we do that, what I want to do is put some lace on it because I only butted the papers up together, and because this is only envelope, you know, it's not the strongest thing in the world. So I just want to go ahead and add some lace on the inside and the outside. So we'll do that, and then we're going to let it sit for just a little while, and then we'll go ahead and start on the inside of our book. So I like the contrast. I mean, the inside is very warm and the outside is still warm, but more of like a cool tone. And I think it works well together. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to lay it out flat, and I'm going to let it dry for a little while because it definitely needs to dry. I just have some cream color copy paper, and we're not going to make it real big because, again, you know, it has to fit in our little envelope. So I'm probably only going to do 6 pages. So then, you know, double-sided and everything, that'll be what, 24 pages, something like that. And well, let's see. Give me a second. Let's see what size I need. Okay, so open completely. It's just like, it's about 9 7/8. So we're probably going to go we'll do 9 1/2 by 7 1/4. That way there's room. So 9 1/2 by 7 1/4. That way I don't forget. Okay, now you can go back over there. Okay, so I ended up having to do a 1/4 inch smaller. So it's actually 9 1/2 by 7 inches. And then I folded them in half. So this is a good size for our journal. And I don't want to do like a ton, but I figure maybe we could use some of our scraps that we have and make like some pockets and things. That way we're not kind of just wasting everything. And you know, the ephemera that we use will tie in. So like this piece, for instance, I could probably use maybe as like a belly band. And then I have some more of the book page that we could also use. And then I have this one that I figure we could probably use as like a pocket or something. Like a side pocket, maybe. Maybe let's go in here and we'll do, I want to do like a belly band. Yeah, I think I do. All right, so let me straighten this up a little bit because I know it's uneven. Cool, so let's just ink that up and we'll go ahead and stick that down in. And then maybe for this page, we could do this pretty little pocket. But let me take some of this off because when I was cutting, it didn't quite go right. And I don't know that I'm going to put anything in any of these pockets, but it's nice to kind of have them. And then, let's see, we have this. Oh, that would be cute. And then when I do things at the top of my page, I like to leave just a little bit of a border. That's just a personal preference, I think. I just like the look. All right, and then see, we can then use this as a pocket somewhere else. Let's go back here and use it right there. All right, so now we just got to cut it down a little bit though. So if you are making your journal to write in, you know, definitely just make for sure, hey, you actually have a place to write in it. Let's see, we also have this pretty piece. What do we want to do? Right, so I think that does it for what I'm going to put in my journal. And then I have these printables, and I really like this one here, so I'm just going to cut it out. And I think as long as it'll fit, this is what I'm going to use to put inside that pocket at the very front. You know what, actually I love that right there. I'm going to use that as a pocket actually. That fit there so wonderful, it was too hard to pass up. Okay, so let's bring our thing back in. And I think we're good. I think I can go ahead and start sewing in the signature. So let me do that real quick, and I'll come back when I'm finished. All right, so I have it all sewn in. Everything is tight and secure. I used the same purple and white baker's twine that I used on the envelope. Yeah, I do actually like that. So let's go ahead and ink this up and we'll put it on here. And again, I'm going to use that little bit of room around the edges. Cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, so this is when you very first open. Well, let's start from the beginning. All right, so when you first take it out of your envelope, you'll see this, and I put lace on it, but I'm not going to decorate it anymore because I don't think it needs it. I just think if we did, it would take away from it. Now, when you, there we go. When you see there's this massive pocket here that we can put something in, and then there's a pocket here. There's a pocket here. This is plain for journaling. There is a belly band here. There's a little pocket here. Oh, it's a little side tuck, that's right. This is plain for journaling. Here's a top tuck in the center. And I left it long and I tied a bow in case you wanted to put charms or anything on it. This is plain for journaling. This one's plain for journaling. Here is kind of like a tall pocket. And then here is, oh, it's stuck a little bit. Here is another kind of a tall pocket. And then this is plain for journaling. Yeah, actually, I kind of think we do. All right. Cool. All right, yeah, that looks good. I like that. Sure, we should put it right there. All right. So now we have that, and then the back is plain, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So as you can see, you know, it's not the chunkiest, but it's not the thinnest either. I mean, you have plenty of room in there. Now, let's see if it fits in our envelope. It should. And if you didn't see the video where we made the envelope, definitely go back and check it out. This is part 3 that you're watching now. And it fits perfectly. I love it. Awesome, awesome. All right, so if you remember from our first video and our second video when we made and decorated our envelope, you have a pocket inside, a bigger pocket inside, a smaller pocket inside. This opens up. Then you have all the room for your journal. It's tied with some baker's twine, and there's the 2 envelopes, and then here again is our little journal that we made, journal, notebook, whichever. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you liked this video, I'd appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Hey guys, so I turned the camera back on. We just finished doing our June challenge, and I wanted to come back on to say, as I was using this flap, it got really weak, and in the one spot it actually ripped a little bit. So on the back side, I went ahead and I put lace on it. That way it will strengthen it a little bit. And I'm actually going to do the same on this side because, you know, we didn't cover the flap. We only covered the, the envelope itself a little bit. So it is kind of weak because it's just, you know, really thin paper. So I wanted to jump back on here and let you know, if you do make this project, you might want to consider putting lace or some kind of fabric or stabilizer or something on it just to kind of keep it secure. And I went ahead and did it on the other side, and now I'm just, as I'm talking to you, I am doing it on here, and then I'll just let this dry and it'll be fine. So just wanted to jump back on there and say that way, you know, your project won't fall apart and it'll still look really, really pretty with that lace on there. So yeah. All right, thanks guys, bye.